everyone, welcome to the new video tutorial to the VivoStack platform, and today we're going to talk about our CRM platform or pipelines. You can find it on the VivoStack in the tab called Opportunities. And opportunities is basically how do you manage your client's journey. So first thing first, you need to think what is the customer journey specifically made for your business. And you can create this customer journey or the pipeline specifically for you. For example, this one has these stages: new lead inquiry, old lead inquiry, unable to connect lead, contacted lead, scheduled appointment, cancelled, sold, not interested or not ready to buy, follow-up, spam. This is just an example, which means that whenever you have a new lead, for example, you are running a Facebook ads, and from that Facebook ads, people are coming and they are given their contact information. So they will appear here in the new lead inquiry. After they appear in the new lead, they need to go through all these stages. For example, from new lead inquiry to contacted lead. You want to contact that person. You can see that these are like big buttons that you can move, drag and drop to different stages of the pipeline. And for example, you can do it like that. From the new lead, he became a contacted lead. And you can see that it changed here. Or if you were not able to contact that person, you can move the person here. And first thing first, I'm going to show you how to create a new pipeline. And you can also have several pipelines. Yeah, it's possible that your business has different things going on. For example, here actually on the example, we have a John Doe's AC company. And this is a pipeline number 1, which John is using in his business, but also he has a AC maintenance pipeline, which has people who are requiring maintenance once in a month or once in a while. So he creates another pipeline for this kind of clients. So you can have different pipelines. This is like a front end of the pipelines. And here is like a back end of the pipelines where you can rename them and you can create new pipeline, which we're gonna do now. So let's call it new lead pipeline. We're gonna create the stages of the customer journey. So the first stage of the customer journey is new lead. New lead is the person who is not yet fully interested in your product. Like they haven't said neither yes or no to the product. So you can say if they're like 100% ready to buy what you're selling, but they are interested. They gave you somehow the sign that they want to be contacted to know more about your proposition. The second stage will be lead responded. In the case if you wrote to the lead and they responded. The next one will be appointment booked. You also can set up the appointments directly from the VivoStack platform and directly from the pipelines I will show you. The next one will be appointment no-show. If the client didn't show to the appointment, then we're gonna see it in the pipeline, and you or your managers or your team members who is managing that client. You can also assign which manager you want to assign to that client. Next step will be appointment follow-up, if the client actually showed up. Next will be bought. So if the client bought your product. Then ask review. You can actually ask for the review from the VivoStack platform here. And it's in the tab reputation, so check this out. And then we can add cancel if this deal was cancelled. So this is an example of the pipeline 1.1. It's always good to name them in the way that you will understand actually what it is about, and we're gonna save it. And now we're gonna see here back in Opportunities tab, and here you can open the new pipeline for your clients. Then, for example, you have contacts. The contacts are coming directly from the Facebook form that you are running, for example, Facebook ad with a Facebook form. So you want to add a bulk action if you don't want to add people to the opportunities manually. Even though you can add them manually, this is not desirable, but you can do it. Okay, let's try to do it manually first, and then let's try to automate it. So we press add opportunity, then contact name, and these are people who are already in your contact list. Their email, their phone number, the opportunity name here is the name of the person, and the pipeline is new lead, and the stage is new lead. And then the status is open, lost, won, or abandoned. You can also add different statuses here, and you can change them. I will show you how. And here is the opportunity value, which is like an estimation of how much you can win from this deal, let's say 500. And owner can be a manager. Whom do you want to assign this lead, this new potential client? And follower, if there is someone else who needs to see what is happening with this client. For example, a person who is responsible for the next stage of the deal, the name of the business, opportunity source, if you know from where they came from, like Facebook ads. And then here you can add tags connected to this person, and tags actually you also can change in the settings. But this is an easy example of how to create an opportunity. Create, so it's successfully created, and now we see them in the new lead. So actually directly from this tab you can see that you can call them, you can view the conversation with them and text them. You can see their tag, lead, you can add notes, and you can add tasks, and you can schedule appointment. So you press the appointment button, you connect the calendar that you want to set an appointment with, for example, appointment. You can set up your different calendars for different needs. Actually, yeah, about the calendars we will have another special video. And then you will propose the day of the meeting, the slot, the time slot, location of the meeting, and it will be booked appointment. So we don't want to save it for now. These are tasks, what I was telling you about. For example, call the lead. So you can use it as a task management system as well. Any description that you want to add. And whom do you want to assign this task, and due to what time? Add tasks, successfully created. And then here you can add notes, whatever the note will be. And then from here you can also create invoices and send invoices to this person, or create estimation of the income. If you go to view conversation, it will open you the conversation with this person, and you have the phone numbers, so you can send them SMS, or you can write them on WhatsApp, or you can write them an email directly from here, depending what you want to do. You can use pre-built templates, snippets, and whatever you want to do. And here are the tasks. So remember, before we created a task to call the lead, and you can press the checkbox and it will be gone. And then notes, you can see the note, you can edit it, add new note or delete the note. Appointments, the same thing, you can see the appointments. Documents, if you have any contracts sent or invoices sent to this client, so you can add them here, add new file, and you will see the history, internal, sent, received, and so on. And the same thing goes with payments. So this is one way to see all the information. Another thing what I want to show you is, for example, if you have all these contacts and you can filter them by tags, you go to filter, tag, and the tag is lead. Apply the tag, and then you see all the contacts which have the tag lead, and you can select all of them, and then you can add them to automation. And this automation can help you add all these contacts, all these new leads to the pipeline on its own, automatically. And now let's try to create the automation to add all the people to the pipeline, to not do it manually. So we go to Automation tab, and here we see the list of our workflows. You can create a new folder, or you can create just a new workflow. Better to create folders and organize everything. So start from scratch, and we will name this workflow new leads add to pipeline. And usually you need triggers for the automation, but for this one actually you can leave it empty, because you just need an action. And the actions, there are plenty of different actions what you can do, and we have another video about the automation, but for now we only need the automation connected to the opportunities. So we find the opportunities here and we click create or update opportunity, and this way you will be able to create or update these people in the opportunity, or you can also remove from the opportunity. Opportunity equals pipeline, so these are synonymous, so don't be confused. Here you can choose which pipeline you are using. New lead is the one that we created so far, and then you choose in pipeline stage in which stage you want to add them, new lead, and then you want to say the name of the opportunity, the one that you will see on this big fat button. And for that you will need most probably as much information about the client as possible, and for that we will have these custom values. And for example, you want contact first name, then again little dash, it's not necessary, just for the visual appearance, contact email, and contact phone number. In this way, this will be the name of our opportunity. Opportunity source is actually if you know from where it's coming. For this one, we will leave it empty because we just want to add them from our contact list, already the ones that exist. And lead value is again the estimation of how much money this lead can cost. So you can add it or leave it empty. And then status, the status will be open. These fields here allow opportunity to move to any previous stage in pipeline, means that if the person will be able to join the opportunity again or not, but we don't want that in this time, and allow duplicate opportunities, we also don't really need that, and we're just saving the action. And then we remember new leads add to pipeline, save, you can publish it, save again, and then we go back to our contacts which we've chosen by the tags lead, and then we press add to automation, okay, proceed, and we choose our workflow, and it's called new leads add to pipeline. And here you can choose add all at once, add all at scheduled time, or add in drip mode. For this case and for this scenario, it's really fine to use add all at once, but also you can actually use this feature to send emails to your contacts. And if you want to send emails, always use add in drip mode. And what it means that it will not send all the emails at once, because in this way, it might be considered by the system of the email service as spam, and you really don't want that. You will start an action on this day, and how many emails you will be sending, for example, one email at a time, and then you repeat it after 10 minutes or 1 hour, and on which day you're gonna send it. And for example, you don't want to bother people on Saturday and Sunday, and then on what time you want to set it. But this is basically a recommendation for emails. But for this one, add all at once works perfectly. Action name, it's just for the tracking record. So new leads to opportunity. Add to automation. And this bulk action is now proceed. And now we can go back to our pipeline and see if it actually worked. Here you can see the enrollment history, and here are all the people that were just enrolled here in the pipeline. And now let's see if actually they appeared in the pipeline. Yep, this is new lead pipeline that we just created together, and these are all contacts that I added here to not do it manually. Then how works the pipeline? As I said earlier, you can either do it like this. So for example, new lead became the lead responded if the person responded to your message. So you can move it like this, or another option, which is actually more recommended option, because sometimes you have a really big pipeline, and if your screen is not good enough or you hit accidentally something and the automation has been set to this stage of the pipeline, then accidentally you can cause some trouble to yourself. So it's up to you, but I recommend to do it in this way. So you click here, then you can choose the change of the stage here. So lead responded and update. Successfully updated, and now it moved here. Perfect. Another thing that maybe you wanna know is that if you really don't like so much how it's looking with this Kanban board, that's how it's called, you can also see it in the list. This is the list mode. You can manage fields, what you want to see. For example, you can add some or remove some and apply these filters. They will apply to all my pipelines. Again, you can choose it. Another thing that might be interesting for you is these numbers. $500, why they appeared here, or here it's $0, why it's like that. It's not actually your real income. It's only something that you put by yourself in the lead. For example, it's an estimation. If you know that this deal will cost you, here it's $0, but if you know that this deal might be costing you $1,000, you can update it here. But be aware to be not overwhelmed with all these numbers, because these are like fictional numbers. They're not, yeah, here it updated just now. They're not your done deals yet. So it will just calculate whatever you will put here. It's not real numbers. So again, it's up to you how you want to see it, if you want to add it or not. Then there are this, maybe you saw, there are stages and there are status. Status can be open, lost, won, abandoned. And it's also regarding how is your client doing. So if you done the deal and you won the client, you can move him here to won. Again, you see that it's following like crazy if I'm dragging and dropping, but yeah, you can do it like that. Or if the client is lost, you can move them to lost. And then you can select a reason why they're lost and confirm. Then sometimes you think that, oh, when I move the client to won, for example, I don't see them here anymore. And it's actually about the filter, because here you only see the status open, but you can add status won, lost, abandoned, apply, and you will still see them here. So it's just about filters and how you want to see it. So let's see only open ones, because basically the idea is the client should go from this stage of new lead to the stage bought here. or after a bot actually ask review, and then you don't need them much anymore and you can remove them from the pipeline. And then if you want, you can create a new pipeline for them. Yeah, I was saying about the dragging and dropping. So another way how you can change the status is here. So lost, won, abandoned, the same way. Now let's talk about an example of how we can automate the pipelines here. And there are two ways of automation and two buckets. For example, one trigger can be if I did something in the pipeline and this can trigger automation. And another thing can be if the client did something on their side and this can trigger automation as well. So let's look at the first example. One example is that I have just been on a sales call and I sold my product. So the opportunity changed from the appointment follow-up to bot. Let's move it like this. It's gonna be fast. So this can actually be a trigger of changing opportunity. Let's move it back and let's go to automation. Here we are back in the workflow. It's just an example. I'm gonna remove this one. So we will name it opportunity changed, sold client. And after selling the product to my client, I want to send them, let's say, an email, a welcome email. I just want to do that, welcome email. So the trigger here will be connected to opportunities, and there are several types of that. Opportunity status change. Status is one of these things that we're talking about. Lost, abandoned, won is a status. But we are not doing that right now, even though you can also trigger by status. So you can move her to won and this will be a trigger. But for example, I want to do it by the trigger opportunity changed. So also can be opportunity created. As we tried before, we created new opportunity with new leads. So this can be a trigger, or in this case, opportunity changed. And then we are adding filters and we are choosing in pipeline, new lead, another one, pipeline stage, and the stage here is bot. So it was changed to the bot and we are saving this trigger. And then we are adding email, send email, from name and from email we can set up here, as we were talking about in the video about automation. Subject will be like welcome, and then we can use custom values, user, full name, you can add a template. For example, if you have some template here, that will be an email. You can look at these templates in the section of marketing email templates, or you can just make your own no template, and then it will be the welcome to the club. And then again, you can add the custom values and so on, and you will save the action. So here is a very simple automation. When the opportunity is changed to bot, the welcome email will be sent. Now let's save it first. Now it's activated and let's try it out. Now it's already in bot, but let's say this one, stage, bot, update. Yep, so it moved. It should move here now. Yes, and now let's see if they enrolled in the automation. So again, we can look at the enrollment history. And yeah, here we can see that the email was sent and the automation is finished. So that's how you can do it. Now we're going to talk about another type of example. If the client did something that can trigger the system to move them in the pipeline from the new lead to, for example, booked appointment. Probably the trigger would be that the client booked an appointment. So let's go back to the automation system, delete these ones. We are just testing things. So let's try to create a new automation for the trigger when the client booked an appointment with us. So we're adding the new trigger, appointment status, and then we want to add filters to see which calendar it is connected. and the filter will be in calendar, and we choose here the calendar from which we want the trigger to be set. For example, the appointment calendar, and then we save the trigger, and the result will be, here will be opportunities, and here will be create or update opportunity. So they will move from the pipeline new lead, in pipeline stage, appointment booked, and the opportunity name will be, we'll put custom values, full name, email, phone number, lead value you can add or leave it open, status will be still open, and saving the action. This really easy automation will make the client move from the pipeline whenever they are booking the appointment with us. So from the new lead, after they will book an appointment, they will get to the appointment booked. So you will have different automation systems for the pipeline, and I do recommend to use this system. Make sure that you make folders and you name the folders and the files properly. Now let's create another automation for the cases when the opportunity status was changed. For example, if you have lost the client, which happens, and if you lost the client, you want to remove them from the workflow. So here we go again to the automation. Opportunity lost will be removed from pipeline. And we're adding new trigger, opportunities, opportunity status changed, add filter, and we want to find in which pipeline, new lead, add filter, move to status, lost, save trigger, and then the opportunity here will be different, add opportunity, and we want to hit remove opportunity and select the pipeline, new lead, save action, and this is basically done. Also, maybe you want to add the tag to them, add contact tag, and you want to add tag not interested, save action. Here is the example, let's save it. And now if we click to this one, lost, confirm, here you can see that the automation actually did that. They removed the person from the pipeline at all. And even when I see in advanced filters lost, I don't see that lead anymore. And there is one more trick that I want to show you. It's called stale opportunities. And for that, I suggest to create here, we go to pipelines and we change our pipeline a little bit, and we want to add one more stage to the pipeline. And this stage will be if you haven't heard for a while from the client. For example, client not responding for 3 days. Then we go to automation again, and we will try to create another automation system. Add new trigger, opportunities, stale opportunities. Stale opportunities are basically those kind of leads that they fill out the form on your website, on the Facebook, whatever, but for some reason they haven't been responding for you in a while. So you want to repeat some actions and you want to do it automatically. So you want to add filters. Filter is in pipeline, new lead. Then we are gonna add another filter, pipeline stage, new lead, and then we're gonna add another filter, which is called duration in days, and we're gonna put here 3 days. And this means if the client have been a new lead for 3 days and you call them and nothing happened and they are not moving in your pipeline in some way to another stages, then you want something to happen. So we're gonna save this trigger, and you want to send them another email, for example. So you're gonna send them an email, you're gonna write there whatever you want to write. But before doing that, I recommend you to add them to another opportunity stage that we have created. Here we choose new lead, and then in pipeline stage, and we want to choose this new pipeline, that this new stage that we have created, client not responding for 3 days, and then we're gonna save it. Why is it important to do like that? Because once this triggers tail opportunities is activated, it's gonna happen once in 3 days. So you should be really careful with that. If the client is not moving from the lead trigger in 3 days, then the emails will follow him every 3 days, and it's gonna be a bit crazy. So you really don't want to do that. So in this way, you're triggering the system to first move them from the lead stage. So in this way, after 3 days, you will have the automation to send them an email. And then you can save this one, and then you create a new automation if they haven't responded, for example, in 7 days, and you can send them another email. But you will have 2 different automations for that. And the last thing what I want to show you is the dashboard, because it has the statistics connected to your opportunities, and it's really nice to see the opportunity statuses, what are open, lost, won opportunities, values of the opportunities if you write the actual numbers there, conversion rate. You can also add your funnels here. This is the analytics that you can see to actually analyze your pipelines and maybe find some bottlenecks if you want to improve your sales and find the ways to improve your sales. Thank you for watching this video about the opportunity CRM and pipelines. Hope that it was clear and understandable for you, and hope that you will implement it in your business as soon as possible. And I do recommend to use the system and try to connect the automation, because doing things manually is not exactly what we are going for here. So please try to understand what your business really needs and how you can set up your process to be as much effective as you can. So see you in another videos.